Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. People, listen, are we going to start the free Eubank Jr. campaign in regards to his trainer, Roy Jones? Because I'm serious as a heart attack with what I'm saying about Ryan Garcia. Free Ryan Garcia. Every week, I'm going to do a couple videos about Ryan Garcia giving you updates about what he's doing going forward. That man already shook off Joe Goosen. He needs to shake off De La Hoya, B-Hop, and everybody associated with Golden Boy. Never say anything about somebody's parents. May want to have a conversation with mom and pops about coming out there and divulging to the world, private conversations. More importantly, about being okay with their son risking his health with a broken or fractured rib, going in to fight a lion like Tank Davis. That being said, talking about fractured ribs, let's talk about Liam Smith and Eubank Jr. and the so-called illegal elbow. Elbow. Yeah, I'm sounding like I had a bowl of dumbass for breakfast, right? The illegal elbow. Let me tell you something. What got Eubank Jr. in trouble was Liam Smith's hands. The elbow did not help. He did throw an elbow. It's clear as day. For those of you who don't, I'll tell you what, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, let me see if I can show this to you. He definitely hit him with an elbow. Let me see if I can pull this up. But nonetheless, as we go into Liam Smith, Eubank Jr., you know, there was a huge demand for it. While I'm talking, I'm trying to pull up this damn picture, right? A huge demand for Liam Smith and Eubank Jr. But this is the problem. They've sold about 70% of the tickets right so far. But I think they were expecting maybe to have a sellout by now. But that's not the case. You know, from different articles I've read, it's about 70% of the tickets sold already. But I think that's going to sell out, not because of Eubank Jr. and Smith, but because of that damn undercard of Savannah, Marshall, and Crews-Dezurn. But nonetheless, what can Eubank Jr. do different? Like, that's really my question. What can he possibly do different? He's out here. Everyone is in agreement that Eubank Jr., I'm typing, right, should not be trying to fight like Roy Jones Jr. Absolutely bad medicine. And that's ultimately what got him in trouble. He was in there trying to do the Roy Jones stuff, man. You can't come out here trying to do no damn the Roy Jones moves, man. Hands down, all that craziness. That's just bad medicine. But then again, it's his fault for going out there and doing the crap. Let me see if I can show you this right here. Those hands down got him into this position right here. You see right here? Look at this second picture right here. You can see clearly right there. Eubank Jr. got hit with a damn elbow. Clear as day. Okay? But again, that's not what got him in trouble, right? That's probably what got his attention. But nonetheless, I just think this is bad medicine. Eubank Jr. was winning the fight. I would say he was winning the fight. But there were moments in the fight where, to me, he was just, I don't know, like he turned into a mannequin, standing there, hands down, and just stiff, like an oak tree. And I was like, what's he doing? And I don't know what he was doing, to be honest with you. But anyway, he had some good moments against Liam Smith. And then coming out to that round where it ended, Liam Smith just went full steam ahead and just stepped with him. As Eubank Jr. went straight back, he just stepped with him, let his hands go, and he hurt him. And hurt him badly. Okay? So, in my opinion, it is what it is when it comes to Eubank Jr. and Liam Smith. What can Eubank Jr. do differently? Look, he's got a box. Stay on the outside. Control the range with his jab. And when Liam Smith rushes him, go out on an angle. Change directions. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to do. But the problem is that's not how he trains. He's been trained to fight like Roy Jones. So now he's trying to come out here and put on a show for the people and entertain, which is complete madness. And even worse, Eubank Jr. went on record and told Roy Jones Jr. that he better not use not even a towel to wipe his brow if he's sweating. Leave the towel at home. He said, I get paid millions to fight and entertain. If I have to take a beating, let me take my beating. Now, I'm going to tell you something about that statement. I commend him for having that mentality. You know what? F it. I'm not going to take the easy way out. These people are paying me millions of dollars. I'm going to make sure I fight to the end. But at the same time, he didn't just trip in the ring when he was facing Liam Smith. You know what I'm saying? He didn't just happen to trip over his feet. His ass was hurt. He was out on his feet, and he would have gotten ferociously knocked out because Liam Smith is obviously a mean streak in him. He did not care. But that being said, Eubank Jr. and Smith too, or Smith versus Eubank Jr. too, I don't know if I'm too excited to see it. You know what I'm saying? I will watch it. I'm a little interested in it. But what happened here is Liam Smith knows he can hurt Eubank Jr. And I just wish Eubank Jr. would find a different trainer. You know what I mean? Look, he's done well against less than stellar opposition. The C-level opposition he's done well against. Smith is more like probably a B, A- type fighter. You know what I'm saying? But he's still got enough in the tank to give Eubank Jr. a hard time. So I just think this is a bad matchup. And from what I'm understanding, Liam Smith is pushing for the fight at 154 pounds. Now, I haven't gotten definitive information on whether the fight's at 160, 154, 157. I don't know. But my understanding is that could be, 154 could be the weight they fight at. And if so, that just makes no sense for Eubank Jr. to kill himself. That's worse than Devin Haney. 160 is already a problem. 157 is, like your life is on the line. 154, suicide. You're out of there. By the most lethal means. You understand? So that being said, we'll see. There's not much talk about Eubank Jr. and Liam Smith, the rematch, probably because people don't expect Eubank Jr. to do anything differently. But I tell you what, the talk really should be about Savannah Marshall and Crews-Dezurn. Listen, Crews-Dezurn does not stand a chance in this fight, in my opinion. Now, and I'm not saying that just to come out here and make someone think, oh man, you're not supporting Crews-Dezurn. No, that's not at all what's going on here. What I think is going on here, now this isn't Crews-Dezurn, right? This is Alejandro, who I'm going to call Alejandro, right? Jimenez. Now, if we remember right here, when we scroll up and we take a look at this is Crews-Dezurn, right? 8 wins, 2 KOs, shows you that she doesn't have a whole lot of power. But the bottom line is she's a an undisputed champion at 168. Now, that's really interesting. But the reason I'm showing you this right here, right? This Alejandro Jimenez, right? If you go over and look, that fight was a no contest, okay? Everybody should remember that fight. That's the one where the boxer she fought looked like a man, talked like a man. Come to find out, this is who he or she is. Popped for a banned substance. Word on the street is could have been transgender or in transition, okay? So bottom line is take that with a grain of salt. But since Alejandro, is what I'm going to call him or her or whatever the hell's going on, has fought Crews-Dezurn, Alejandro Jimenez hasn't fought since 2020. So it could be a result of the ban. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you what's interesting is when you think about where we are with women's boxing, right? Let me show y'all something, which is absolutely crazy. Now, this is something from ESPN.com that I pulled up. And when I was looking at the women's rankings, because I was like, well, shit, who's the champions out there? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not familiar with what's really going on in the women's division outside of the big names. But when you look at the heavyweights, right? You got Hannah Gabriels. It's over 168 pounds. And for the IBF, over 175 pounds is vacant. There's no belt for the heavyweight champion for the WBO, no belt for the WBA. Then you come down and you look at light heavyweight. 175 for the WBO and WF is vacant. Then the WBA is Hannah Gabriel's again. Now, Clarissa Shields can fight both of them. I think she already... Did she beat Hannah Gabriel? I can't remember. But I know they were talking about fight. I can't remember Clarissa Shields beat her. I think she did. But I don't know. I honestly don't know. But then Crews-Dezurn is the undisputed at 168. And what I'm showing you is there aren't many... It's not a good variety, a mix-up of women fighters. So when you see who's these champions, you're going to know who they are. And those are like really the only names you see fighting. Then Shields at 160, Natasha Jones at 154, Terry Harper has the WBA strap. 157, you got McCaskill holding down 2 of the belts. Junior welterweight 140, Chantel Cameron holding things down. Katie Taylor at 135, Baumgartner at 130, Serrano at 126. And we start getting below that, for the most part, who gives a shit? But I'm trying to tell you, the fight to watch really, is it Savannah, the silent assassin Marshall against Crews-Dezurn. I'm telling y'all right now, that is the fight to watch. I can't believe they put Crews-Dezurn into with Savannah Marshall. We were talking about this earlier. But at the end of the day, you might as well cash out. Go out there and make you a couple million fighting out there in the UK. And at least you run the risk of losing the WBC, WBA, WBO, and IBF titles for a good chunk of change instead of fighting stateside and losing it for next to nothing. But Crews-Dezurn, look, she began her second stint as a WBO super middleweight champion, man. And again, we know what happened, man. She added the belts in 2022, WBA and IBF, but we know what happened when she fought Alejandro Jimenez. She ended up being able to retain her titles. The fight was a no contest. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Savannah Marshall's been destined for greatness since she turned pro. Shit, she had her first professional bout on the undercard of Mayweather-McGregor, and that took place back in 2017. But I'm telling you right now, Marshall is going all in on her return. To just walk into an immediate undisputed championship status, which she's going to get, that's amazing. And for Crews-Dezurn to say she's excited to get the fight done, listen, Crews-Dezurn is not Clarissa Shields. Whoever allowed this fight is horrible. I may gotta do a free Crews-Dezurn a movement. Why would you let her go in the ring with goddamn Savannah Marshall? But anyway, Savannah Marshall is the truth. Clarissa Shields is the truth. And anyone else outside of those two, Serrano is great. Katie Taylor is great. But I just think Shields and Marshall, when it comes to women's boxing, Katie Taylor too. But I just like Savannah Marshall and Clarissa Shields, man. What they did in the ring was amazing. And Katie Taylor and Serrano were amazing too. But this conversation is more around the Crews-Dezurn, Savannah Marshall, Clarissa Shields, that weight class. But anyway, bottom line, we're going to see what happens when these two get in the ring. Marshall always represented the UK. Dezurn's always represented the United States. And the fight's been in the making for a long time, when you think about what they've done as amateurs and as pros. And this is definitely going to elevate women's boxing. And I think that a lot of these male fighters can learn a lot from the women, man. These champions fighting champions, trying to make the undisputed distinction. And I'm sure they're going to entertain everyone. But that being said, I just wish this co-main and main would get more attention. It just doesn't seem like it's getting a whole lot of attention, at least here stateside. So I'm doing my part to push it out there into the atmosphere. But that being said, as far as Eubank Jr. and Liam Smith, man, I got to give it to Liam Smith to pull off the win. I just think Eubank Jr., unless he's fighting at some weight between 160 and 168, he's going to be at a disadvantage. And moreover, I think Roy Jones is just the worst thing for him. And it has nothing to do with Roy Jones as a pro. Just sometimes you're a great fighter doesn't make you a great trainer. And I think he's proving that. Because Eubank Jr. was a monster when his dad was training him. He was a monster. Now, he's like a confused fool in the ring. Anyway, man, we'll see what happens. But I'm really looking forward to that Dezurn Marshall fight, to be real with you. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans all 7 continents. Free Ryan Garcia. I'm in the breeze.